Alright, here we are with the next segment. Maybe we're going to talk a little bit more about chains and how they work. Cards interacting and reacting to other cards and how it works. I'm going to do my best to explain this. This is one of the trickier parts about the game. Questions pop up about it all the time, even when we play. So even though we've been playing for a while, we still ask questions because this is the more difficult part of the game, so I'm going to do my best to try and explain it. Alright, here we go. You are going to need these cards that are in the pile. You are going to need Warrior pt.5. You are going to need Book of Moon, quick play spell. You are going to need Nightmare Wheel again. And you are going to need the Counter Trap 7 Tools of the Bandit. Right. Now, this is how I want your field set up. Pretty much, you have the monster summoned, it's already in attack mode before your opponent's big beater monster got out there again. And you have your magic card set. You have both of your trap cards set, okay? Alright. Obviously, this guy has 2700 attack, as we discussed last time. 1,000 more than what your Greffer has. Alright, your opponent's turn. They attack for 1,000 life point damage. Activate your Nightmare Wheel. Okay. He, for the moment, is stopped in midair because of this card. He cannot attack, and he cannot change his battle position. However, during this point in time, your opponent says that they want to chain, and what that means is that they want to activate a card in response to your card. Now, because this is a continuous card, this trap card, Nightmare Wheel, it's active as long as it remains face up on the field. Okay? Now, when they chain, they activate their MST, and that destroys one card on the field. And they choose to destroy your Nightmare Wheel, which means it goes to the graveyard along with their Mystical Space Typhoon, and the battle continues. He is unfrozen, and he continues his attack to destroy your Warrior pt.5. Now, because this is a quick play, the only thing you can activate in response to this quick play is another quick play or a trap card. Okay? So, I'm sorry. These two are back out on the field. And when they activate Mystical Space Typhoon, you can activate your Book of Moon. And what you can do with this card is it says, select one face-up monster on the field and flip it into face-down defense position. Now, you can choose to flip your monster into face-down defense position so you won't take battle damage. Or, you can choose to flip your opponent's monster into face-down defense position so the attack will completely stop. Now, your opponent is not allowed to flip that monster back up and attack with it, because once any monster attacks, it can only attack once, even if it's disrupted and it doesn't carry the attack out, like the attack doesn't go through. It can only attack once. So you're safe from that big beater this turn. Hopefully you can find a way out of it next turn. Anyways, that's a scenario for the real game. Anyways, after this chain, everything will go to the graveyard. And that would be it for that chain. Basically, when a chain forms, it happens, I hope I'm explaining this correctly, it happens backwards. So, what would happen is you activated this first, and then they activated MST, and then you use Book of Moon. Basically, the way it would go is Book of Moon, MST, this, yeah. It's kind of confusing. That's why even we have to stop and think about plays sometimes. But anyways, we'll reset the field. That's one way a chain can work. Okay. The magic card, quick play magic card I should say, Mystical Space Typhoon, says it destroys one magic or trap card on the field. Now, there's a difference between destroy and negate. Negate means it doesn't happen. Like, it just magically disappears, and it never was. Mystical Space Typhoon does not do that. You cannot stop a card that destroys a monster by activating that card and trying to get rid of the card that's destroying your monster, because it doesn't negate it. It still goes through. It accomplishes nothing. However, there is going to be a card on your opponent's side of the field that that negates stuff. It negates monster summons, it negates special summons from monsters, it negates trap cards, and it negates spell cards. Pretty much anything. And that would be Solemn Judgment. Okay, now, on your side of the field, you should also have set a counter trap card, which would be 7 Tools of the Bandit. And what it should say is pay 1,000 of your life points to negate the activation of a trap card and destroy it. Now, remember, counter traps are the fastest in the game. The only way you can stop one is with another one. Solemn Judgment, the one that I just showed you on your opponent's side of the field, is also a counter trap card. Here we go. Let's say it's your opponent's turn again. They attack with their big beater. You play your quick play spell card, because you're allowed to do that. Quick plays, spell cards you can activate on your opponent's turn. Your Book of Moon to flip their monster face down. Now, your opponent doesn't want that to happen, so they activate their counter trap, Solemn Judgment, to stop it. Because a counter trap is faster than a normal trap or a quick play spell card. Now, you say you want to chain to it, and you activate your 7 Tools of the Bandit, which is also a counter trap and negates a trap on the field. You're going to pay 1,000 life points to negate Solemn Judgment. The other person has to pay half of their life points in order to activate Solemn Judgment. And even though the card was negated, whenever you pay a cost for a card, whether it's life points or you have to discard a card from your hand to the graveyard, you still have to carry that out, even if the card gets negated, because costs in the game, they still carry out. It's just one of the rules. It makes gameplay, you have to think more about your moves, burning your hand presence, burning up your life points. Gives more strategy to the game, so I kind of understand why they implemented this rule. So yeah, be careful about life points and getting rid of cards on in your hand and on your side of the field to activate them. Okay? But anyways, that's the chain. You activated your Book of Moon to flip this monster face down. They tried to stop it, and you stopped them instead. So these two cancel each other out. So your Book of Moon still goes through, and the monster gets flipped face down. Okay? Now, I know this is confusing, and I hope that was a little easy to understand. But if not, you can go back through and watch it again and listen. Hopefully I did an okay job at explaining that. But yeah, that is going to be it for this scenario, and we will move on with another one.